Hi there, welcome again to another video. My name is Jolene, and today we are going to talk about this skill you can do called worry time. When we are worrying, we are constantly scanning the environment for threats, trying to predict negative events or situations from happening. In our head, we are telling ourselves we're preparing for the worst that can happen. But oftentimes, you may find that it really is getting in the way of your life. It is even less productive than it may seem at first. Although a lot of people think that they're preparing themselves for the threat, which to a certain level they maybe are, but past that little threshold, it's unproductive. A lot of times worrying about something does not change the outcome. It makes us less present with our lives, and it leads to even more difficulties with uncertainty. A lot of times it's really hard for people to sit in uncertainty. It's hard to let go of controlling the future. But by continuously worrying about events that are likely to not happen, it makes us rely on worrying more as a way to problem solve. And it makes total sense. It's part of evolution. We needed it during hunter and gatherer times to keep us safe and survive through really harsh conditions. What that looks like today might be a little bit different. That yeah, a lot of people still worry about meeting basic needs, but it can also include threats to your identity, worrying about the way you're perceived because you don't want to be excluded from a crowd. And you may also fear uncertainty or losing control of a situation that you never really had control over in the first place. So first, figure out what you can and cannot control. And when you are still worrying about things that you cannot control, that is when worry time comes in. So basically, it is setting aside time for you to worry. It can be like every day at 3 p.m., I'm going to worry about this situation for, let's say, 30 minutes. And so that worry time is in a container. It's not something that you're worrying about all day, every day. What this does is it compartmentalizes things so that you can focus on the things that you need to do, focus on the things that are fulfilling to you, and you are not fully avoiding the worry. You're totally acknowledging it. You're just able to let it not rule your life by setting aside structured time to worry. And for the time when you actually worry, a lot of times people just think that's just time for a spiral, but it can look different from that. And I am going to include a link in the description to a really helpful resource from Think CBT that gives you a list of questions that you can ask yourself during worry time that might help you with your worrying process, with regulating your nervous system and telling it that it doesn't have to sound the alarm right now. It helps regulate the nervous system by asking it different questions to get you thinking about the worry in different ways. For instance, some of the questions on there can be like, what's the worst that can happen? What's the best case scenario? How likely or unlikely is it to happen? Things like that. So I would encourage you to look at the link for different ideas on how to approach worry time once you have decided which part of the day you want to set aside for worrying. So kind of like the diffusion skills I started talking about in other videos, it stops your spiraling at the surface so that you don't go down this rabbit hole of ruminating and catastrophizing things. Instead, you're acknowledging it, you're putting it aside for a structured amount at a later part of the day when you have more capacity, and you're doing it in a way so that it doesn't rule your life. I hope you find this little skill helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to stay tuned for other skills and interviews with people that I'll do in the future with this channel. Thank you. Bye.